Good morning, Carnivore Dolly. It is December the 24th. It's New Year's Eve, and it is about 10 to 11. I thought I would jump on and do a quick update of what's been going on, especially since yesterday I had my family dinner, like my children, my grandchildren. We had our supper just because my granddaughter wouldn't be there, like be home, be with her mother on Christmas Day. She only would be there half the day on Christmas Day and then to her father's. So, of course, she lets us know what she wants for supper, and it's all the fixings, pumpkin pie, boxes and boxes of stuffing or dressing, whatever you call it. So that's why we had our supper yesterday. So I'll kind of give you a rundown on everything I ate yesterday, which was everything. I started, like, once they came in, my youngest granddaughter, she bakes and she cooks. She does all these good things, and she is so good at it. Of course, I'm doing carnivore, but she came in with these huge cookies, chocolate chip cookies, and they're so good. But I took a pinch off of one and tried that. She also made peanut butter balls covered in chocolate, and they're huge. I had about half of one of those. So as the day went on, I did have cheesies. Now, cheesies is low carb, but of course it's cheating. It's corn starch, I guess, or whatever. Not actually cheesies or Cheetos that are in a bag of mix. So I had a handful of those. And at supper, I had a tablespoon of dressing or stuffing. Now, and dark meat, lots of dark meat. That was good. When I eat, I don't need to overeat it. So I love dressing. Who doesn't? But I had the 1 tablespoon. So that's good. I'm not the kind that, like, I've never been the kind, even with chips or anything, that I sat there and eat them all night. I usually would have a handful if I had dip. That's the only time I would eat chips usually. But that's like the cheesies too. I had a handful, that was it. Um, but And then last night I had two regular cans of beer of my own kind, like of Coors Light, 4 carbs per beer. I think it is, yeah. 4 carbs per beer. On Friday night, this past Friday night, I had a can and a half of Bud Light. These were tall cans. In Bud Light, there's nine something carbs in a tall can. So I had a can and a half, but that was my Friday night, so whatever. When I have 2 beer, I wake up with a hangover. Like this morning, I was like, what the hell? That's a sugar hangover. Like I haven't had a hangover in years. I mean, even if I'd have 10 beer, I haven't had a hangover in at least 10 years. But now for my drinking, I've cut down quite a bit, like even over the summer, not doing carnivore or nothing. If I had too many, that might have been twice, like this summer. So I haven't drank a lot, like 4, maybe 5 beer would be tops over the summer. And that's pretty good to say I'm out by the fire, I'm with company, whatever. Yeah, so my beer has slowed down anyway, but with this, it's slowed down even more because, like I said, 2 beer, you're feeling like you got a hangover, so no point. Let's see. Today I had dark meat. What I like about this diet is once you're full, you feel full. You don't need to, like, I had my dark meat. I was feeling a little bit hungry before I turned on this video, but whatever. I can, now that I'm looking at myself doing these videos, I can tell when I've cheated. I get my little lump, and when I haven't cheated, there's no lump there. So it's a form of inflammation. Now, with carnivore or low carb, I think I mentioned I was 156 one day this week. And then, of course, the cheating, 158. 0.1, that's not really bad. I'll get back there. As long as I don't break this. Now, with low carb, when you'd see junk food, it was so hard to control yourself. Like, I mean, there's a great big bag of mixed chips over there with the cheesies in them. I was getting the feeling that I wanted them just before I started the video. Just some cheesies. But it is hard because, I mean, this kind of food is all over my house. I actually kept 2 boxes of Raisin Bran, or Raisin Buds, or Raisin Glossettes they're called, without giving them to the kids. Of course, the kids got all chocolate, but there was going to be 2 packs left, and I saved it, the Raisin Bran, or Raisin Glossettes, because that's the kind I like. Now, I didn't have any of my pasta this past week. But when I do have my pasta, my low-carb pasta, I do put a tablespoon of butter on it. But, like, I've always eaten that way, whether it's low-carb or regular food. I've always put a tablespoon of butter on pasta. I mean, who doesn't? And we've never really eaten margarine. I think there was a short span where we'd get those great big tubs of margarine, and we'd eat them. They must have been on sale, because that's what hubby buys, is what's on sale, unless it's butter. But then when it's butter on sale, he gets a bunch of it. So we're always good for butter. What else? Let's see. So with my daughter and my son, I told them to pack away the meat, like pack away all the food, take what they wanted. I said, do not leave dressing here, because my hubby makes the dressing he likes. He likes a potato dressing. And so he did make a lot. They took some of that too, but I said, like, he doesn't really eat the bread dressing. So I told him, take that all away. Take away the mashed potatoes. I think there's quite a bit of turnip left here. My hubby loves it, so there is quite a bit of that. With the meat, there isn't a lot of dark meat. Of course, there's never a lot of dark meat in the first place. So, what I didn't eat and what everybody didn't eat, I don't, say, oh, don't touch the dark meat. I don't do that. So there was barely any left, and there's still barely, like, there wasn't a whole ton left. Lots of white meat, but I've got the dark meat, so I don't know how long that's going to keep me full throughout, like, the next couple of days type thing. On Friday, we have a supper to go to at my brother's house. So, yeah. With my mom, I don't know if I mentioned she died of cancer, and a lot of people in my family may or may not agree with this. I don't know who watches this anyway. But I remember that my mother was told to eat low carb. And I believe that would have helped her substantially. And especially if she'd have known about carnivore, of course it would have helped her. But she couldn't do low carb. And there's a full reason that I understand that. With low carb, it's not filling, because it does talk about eating meat and talk about eating fat. And people don't know this because they didn't read the book. They think it's keto. It's not. It's low carb. It does talk about eating meat. But it also says put in veggies, which now they're saying they'll kill you, and I believe it. But that diet kept me hungry, like starving when I was hungry, just starving. And especially if you've seen other people eating food. Like, I remember my mom saying, Jerry, take us and the kids to, like, Deluxe or whatever. And I remember at one time my dad saying, you're not supposed to eat like that, Carol. And yeah, of course she had to eat like that. Like, who doesn't want that shit, like, anyway, when my dad had his heart attack, they told him to eat margarine and no more fatty steaks, nothing like that. Eat margarine and quit smoking and all this, great stuff. Well, he did quit smoking. And, you know, he died anyway. Smoking has nothing to do with anything, you know, like it's just one more excuse. But anyway, I hope I didn't break it by yesterday, all the cheats I had and everything. I'm just hoping that, you know, I can stay with this because I'm loving it. Sometimes when I cheat, it's because I'm not prepared. Like often I expect my hubby to be making supper, but he'll have a soup or something instead. So I'm just sitting there like, okay. Like I wasn't prepared for that, but now I might as well have my low carb pasta, which is not supposed to be on carnivore. But at first, when it started out, there was lots of beef in there and, you know, all the good stuff. But anyway, and gravy. I wanted to say that my page will be changing at some point in the new year. We're supposed to be going to Florida. So once we get back from Florida, or even before, I want to do another video like this once we're through the holidays, just to see how I'm doing and to keep track of that. But other than that, I'm going to be doing bag openings, so thrift store bag openings, which anyone across the world can order if they want to pay that kind of shipping. Go right ahead. Clothes are cheap enough. It's the shipping that'll kill you. But anyway, I'll be doing those and opening a TikTok and whatever. So stay with me. I think it says I got 10 followers now. Yay. Something like that. So I think that's all I've got to say today. Have a great holidays anyway, and keep on watching and keep on trucking, keep on carnivoring, and I'll try to get back to it. Okay, bye-bye.